Hi, this is Michaeli from Black Knight, and this time I'm going to be looking a bit at .ie registrations. Registering a .ie domain isn't as complicated as people like to think. It can actually be quite straightforward. Now, if you go to our website, you'll find there's a variety of different documents and pages on the site that go into the various aspects of registering a .ie domain. But let's have a look at a few common scenarios. How can I register my personal name? Now, the IDR, that's the company that looks after .ie, they have strict policy on what type of name is allowed. And this is a list. So if your name was John Smith, you could have John Smith as a first name, surname. You could have J Smith, first initial, surname, etc., etc. There's a bunch of different things that you could put in there. But you wouldn't be able to have, say, Johnny Smith, even if your friends know you as Johnny, unless, of course, you can provide a document that has that particular spelling on it. So the different types of documents that you might be needed to supply for a personal .ie, where it's your personal name, could be a copy of your passport, driver's license, birth cert, marriage cert, utility bill, or revenue social welfare document showing your PPS number. And bear in mind, it is not possible to register your surname only. It is not possible to register your first name only. It's not possible to register nicknames in this way. Now, there are other ways of doing this. So, for example, if you wanted to register your first name, you could do it, but you'd have to register it as a business name. Now, if you're a company, it's pretty straightforward. You can register your company name or a clear derivative of your company name just by providing your CRO company number. If you're not an Irish company, well, we'll come back to that in a minute, okay? And the same thing for your business name. If you have a registered business name, then all you have to do is provide the number. Now, the thing is that a lot of the time, people want to register domain names that don't fall neatly into one of those categories. So you want to register something that's a little bit more imaginative, say. So let's say, for example, with a limited company. We at Black Knight, we provide domains and hosting and various other services. So we could register a domain name which reflects one of the services that we offer. However, under the categories that are and policies that are available, we would need to provide a letter outlining why we want to register something which isn't exactly our company name. So you'd need to put together a simple letter explaining why we want to register, for example, I don't know, say mailhosting.ie. Very simple, we provide mail hosting services. In a similar vein, if your company name was Widgets Limited and you wanted to register glassbottles.ie, then you'd need to explain why your company wanted that particular domain name. And just bear in mind that just simply saying because I like it or because I want it isn't going to work. Now, publication names, so these could be for magazines or e-zines. Statutory bodies wouldn't really affect most people, same with schools and institutions, and obviously politicians again. Another area where, of course, you can put things in is if you've got a club or an association. So let's say if you had a chess club and you wanted to get chessclub.ie, just as a silly example, then you just need to put together a self-validating letter explaining that your association does this, and that's why you want the domain name. Trademarks are pretty straightforward. And then a personal trading name. This is another one for registering your domain name with your name in it. So if anybody has any questions on any of these, please do let us know. Now, moving on, as I already said, you need to provide documentation. So how do you do that? When you register the domain through our website, you'll get out an automated email from the system. And the email we'll recap the information that you provided us. Now, if the information you gave us, including the type of domain registration that you were requesting, isn't correct, just let us know and we can make the changes for you. And then you can simply upload the documents via our web interface. And you can log in there using either your email address or the order number. So in my case, I'm just going to use my email address. It's nice and simple to remember. So, what do we have here? We have a basic overview of the registration request and its current status. As you can see here, there are 27 days until the application expires. So if I don't provide the documentation for this registration, in 27 days it will drop off and somebody else will be able to register the domain name. And here we have the category, which I put in discretionary. Why is it discretionary? Well, because any business names that I have aren't obviously related to flowers. And here we have the status and remarks from the IEDR explaining what is required for the domain. So let's say if I had a letter or something already, then I can click on this, attach new document. I can browse to the PDF or whatever, upload it, and then we would in turn submit that to the IEDR for you. Now please bear in mind that all the documents that you provide have to be signed. If the document is not signed, then it will be sent back to you until you send us a signed one. So let's go back again here. One of the areas that a lot of people get confused about is if they are a non-Irish company. Now, if you're a non-Irish company, you've got a number of options open to you. First off, there's the trademark. If you have a trademark that covers Ireland, then you can use that when you're applying for an IE domain. The other one, which is more common, is if you can show that you are doing business with Ireland. In other words, if you have Irish clients who are buying products or services from you. So what you'd need to do in that case is provide copies of invoices that you've sent to your clients. Now, it's pretty straightforward. Now, unfortunately, if you're a private individual who is not based in Ireland, registering a .ie domain is going to be nigh on impossible. But again, if you think that you have a strong case for it, do let us know and we can try to point you in the right direction. However, the policies for the .ie registrations are quite strict. And if you have any questions, please do let us know. Thanks for taking time.